In this video, I'm going to show you how to make rice. I'm going to teach you about the water-rice ratio using the finger method, and I'm going to show you how to cool it down and portion it correctly. And this is for easy and practical meals. I use these mostly for my son's lunches, which I can just pop into the microwave in less than a minute. And the first thing we need to do is to wash our rice. First thing is we're going to be filling the rice cooking pot with rice, and I'm not measuring the rice because I'm going to be using the finger method to measure, which I'll show you in a little bit. But first, we are going to wash the rice by filling the pot with water, stirring it around, and pouring out the cloudy water. They say you need to do this at least 3 times, but I like to wash my rice at least 5 to 6 times or until the water is almost clear. I'm going to be filling up the pot with fresh water, and I'll be using the finger method to measure the amount of water. To do the finger method, stick a finger into the pot until the tip of your finger touches the rice. The water line should rise up to about the fold of your first knuckle in your finger. Now I know that finger sizes and hand sizes vary, and my fingers are a little bit long, so I fill my water line just below the first knuckle line. And this works for all kinds of rice. And this is the universal way to measure rice. And the rice cooker I'm using is a Cuckoo! I don't even know this brand. This is a free rice cooker. If anybody out there knows any rice cooker brands, I will definitely do a video for a rice cooker. Ooh, rice. Now it's time to fluff the rice, which means taking the rice paddle and slicing into the top in little sections. This is to fluff up the rice to give it more air and more texture. And it also helps to separate the rice grains. So now we're gonna cool the rice by lining a baking sheet with parchment paper and just scooping the rice right onto the tray. We're gonna do our best to spread it out evenly in a thin layer, and we're gonna use this tiny little fan to help cool the rice down really quickly. And yes, before you ask, this is a stroller fan, which is supposed to be used to cool down your baby in the summer, attaching it to your stroller. But I found that this fan is very useful in the kitchen for cooling down soups, porridges, and literally anything that is too hot for my baby to eat. Saran wrap. Now we're gonna portion the rice. We're gonna pull out a sheet of saran wrap, and we're gonna put a clump of rice in the middle. We're gonna fold over from the front, press down firmly, but don't crush too hard because we don't wanna smush the rice into a brick. Then we're gonna fold the sides over and roll it onto itself, and that is one portion. I am eyeballing the amount of rice. If you want to use a scale, you can. It's totally up to you. For context, I'm just eyeballing it and just putting a whatever clump because I know it's roughly the amount of rice that I'll serve my son for lunch. Now that we have portioned our rice out, it is time to now stick them into a Ziploc bag. Make sure to put it in the bag flat so that way it freezes flat, and it's a lot easier to suck the air out so that way it prevents freezer burn. Watch me awkwardly suck the air out. You can use a straw. You don't have to do it like how I did it. Okay, now it's ready for the freezer. These will keep up in the freezer for a couple months. And now, anytime you want rice, just open a packet, put it in a bowl with like a teaspoon of water. I like to mic mine for 1.5 minutes. And now you have fresh rice ready to go. And I use this rice for my son's lunches specifically, so that way I don't have to rely on making rice the night before or morning of. And that's it. That is how you make rice on the most basic level. There's more nuance and more details for certain types of rice, but I can save that for another video. This is the journey I'm on. I'm figuring out the best way to prep lunches and to prep food in general for my kids. And portioning this rice is one of the ways that will help you save time in the morning and a lot of stress of thinking on what to make. We all know how difficult it is to make your kids food in general. So if that's something that you're interested in, please like and subscribe this video. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching this video, and okay, bye.